Hi, welcome to Australia for Rick's Tips, Tricks and Licks for Guitar. I'm in my 11th year now playing guitar and enjoying it immensely. And I hope you are too at whatever level you're at. Today we're going to be talking about the pentatonic scale. Very commonly used among guitar players, and practically every player would have used this scale at one point or another. Beginning with the E minor pentatonic, we've got some simple notes there. Pentatonic is simply described using 5 notes of the 7 notes of a scale. So we eliminate 2 of those notes when we're playing it. So here we go with the E minor pentatonic. Some creative ways of using it are going to be discussed as well. When we're talking about scales, it's no use just learning a scale and playing that over and over and over, but beginning to use it in a creative way, discovering your own stamp, putting your own stamp on that scale. So here we go. Beginning on the note E, and then we go with our little finger to the 15th fret, E on the 12th fret. As you know, E open, E on the 12th is an octave. On the 15th fret we have G with our little finger. On the 12th fret again we have A. 14th fret we have B. 15th fret we have D. 14th fret we have E. G on the 12th, A, B, D, E, and G again. A good way of learning up and down picking is actually doing that down on the E, up on the G, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then back down through the scale, we just do that whole thing in reverse. Now a good way of that's for practicing up and down picking. Another good way for technique work is to do a hammer-on and a pull-off. So hammer-on's on the way down the scale. So we're doing an E with the first finger. We leave our first finger on the 12th fret and hammer on with the little finger on the 15th fret. And then on the A string, we hammer on with our third finger this time on the 14th fret. With our 15th finger again on those B and E strings, because we're going to the 15th on both of those strings. Now, what a lot of guitar players who are learning this commonly do is they try to hammer on too quick. But what I recommend is doing a full note with the first finger first and then hammering on. And then on the way down, so you can go down. And then on the way back up, we do pull-offs. Now a pull-off is simply, again, leaving our first finger down on the string the whole time. So we pull off with the little finger on the 15th. Again, nice full notes, not... We go a nice full note to begin with. and then a nice full note on the B string. So what we have to do is we get the skin of our finger and we use that finger to then pull on the string, pull down on the string or pull out. And it takes a bit of practice, but once you get used to it, you'll never forget it. It's like riding a bike. So we go down the scale with hammer-ons and up the scale again with pull-offs. Again, all the time using up and down picking. Sorry. Or you can just use straight down picking if you want for hammer-offs and pull-offs. It's up to you. Whatever you want to practice, that's what you focus on. So a technique that I learned many years ago was to actually go down 3 strings and then 1 up. And then 3 down and then 1 up. 3 down and then 1 up. So it's going to look and sound like this. 3 down, 1 up. 3 down, 1 up to the D string. Then up to the G string. So keeping the notes nice and even, so not rushing them. No, what we want to do is keep them nice and even the whole time. So keeping them nice and even, whatever speed you want to do it at, I recommend slow at first until you get a nice full sound. The rule of thumb is slow and perfect. And then back up the scale, we do pull-offs. Again with the same principle of 3 up, down to the B string, down to the G, down to the D. Okay, and that can be effective. You can use these sorts of things in a lead solo. Yeah, you can incorporate them in. It's an exercise, and it can also be used at different points in your lead playing. Okay, so I want to show you a lick or two, and just to get you going with learning the pentatonic scale. So we have these notes here, and it's a pull-off technique that I'm going to show you. So we've been discussing pull-offs. Okay, so I'm going to utilize that, I guess, and show you a lick on the pentatonic scale involving a pull-off. Now this was used by Jimmy Page in his solo of Stairway to Heaven. Right at the very end of that solo, he does it up here on the 18th and whatever fret he uses. 20th and 17th he does it, I think. So now what I'm going to do, I didn't do it near enough as well as he does at the time, but I can if I want. But anyway, I'm not going to focus on that too much. You get the idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it down here on the E minor pentatonic scale, and we're going to look at that on the 15th fret with the little finger and pull off to the 12th. Now what we do with our 12th fret is we have our finger on the B and the E strings at the same time. So when we pull off to the 12th, we hit the B string after it straight away. And what I'm going to show you is a really, it's crucial in picking. I'm going to show you a technique with your picking hand that's going to benefit you immensely as time goes on. It's called economy picking. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick on the inside of the strings, not on the outside, on the inside of the strings. So your pick simply goes between the B and the E string. So I'm going to go down with the pick on the E string and then up on the B string without lifting my pick up and coming around to the B string. So it's just hitting the B string in an upstroke. Again, getting that technique so it's nice and slow and perfect. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, you get the idea. So there's a bit of a use of the pentatonic scale, just recapping quickly. And then up again. And then the lick. There you go. Thank you for watching.